Hi, it's Chris here. I'm the developer of WP Full Picture plugin, and in this video I will show you how you can use it to improve tracking plugins that you have already installed on your website. So for example, Google Sitekit, MonsterInsights and many others. You will see how you can make them comply with privacy laws and collect more accurate information about your traffic. As an example, I will be using MonsterInsights, which has quite a few flaws, which are generally shared among other analytics tools. So let's begin. First, I will show you my test site. So here it is. MonsterInsights is already installed, as well as a Google Tag Assistant, which is running in the background, showing us what pages are being viewed. So here it is, and we have services page, about page, etc. So now let's clear it, and let's first talk about what are the issues with MonsterInsights and what are we going to actually fix. So first we'll make sure that MonsterInsights actually only tracks pages that are actually viewed, because there are some problems with it, even though it may sound strange, but MonsterInsights reports as viewed pages which have never been viewed. Let me give you an example, because it's really easy. Yes, we are on the services page, and now let's go to about, home and team. Right, I'm not going to click any of these three tabs. Let's go to Google Tag Assistant, and we see that these three pages have been viewed. So this is going to be the first thing we are going to fix in order to make our tracking more accurate. So first you need to go to modules of WP Full Picture, scroll down and enable Scripts Manager. Actually, Scripts Manager is very important, so no matter which of the following improvements you're going to make, Scripts Manager has always got to be enabled and properly configured. And as for the configuration, let's see how it's done. First, when you go to Scripts Manager, you will be greeted with something like that. Looks strange, and you can add some other options or sections here. What to write inside of them? Well, in order for the WP Full Picture to improve other tracking scripts, it needs to know where these scripts are, what they are. And we are going to tell WP Full Picture all about them using the Scripts Manager module. Since MonsterInsights is a very popular plugin, I already did some work for you, and I made copy-paste configurations here. So simply go here and scroll to MonsterInsights, and here we see that we need to add two scripts. This first one is going to be this one, and another one is here, and is this one here. And let's paste it. Both of these need to be set as blocking script by file name or URL according to what it says here. So now let's save changes. Let's go back to our page and refresh it. Okay, so no changes here. This page has been reported as opened. Cool. So let's now clear it to make space for more information. Now let's try to do the same. So we'll be opening home, about and team pages in separate tabs, and I have not visited any of them. Let's now take a look here, and as you can see, we have these three, but no page view has been reported. Yes, no data is being tracked about any of these three pages. And when I actually go and visit some of these pages, like this about page right now, I can go back to Tag Assistant and see that about page has actually been viewed. So team and the home page are still not being viewed. So this is one of the ways you can make your data more accurate. Another way you can make your data more accurate is actually by not tracking yourself, which sounds kind of silly because even MonsterInsights has got an option where you can choose what user roles you don't want to track. So this is here. But the problem about it, or with it, is that it only works for logged in users. Right, so if you're not logged in, website doesn't know whether you're an administrator or editor. It simply tracks you. And the same is with your employees, with anybody who shouldn't be tracked, but visits your website, and well, they are tracked. But there is a solution, of course, with WP Full Picture. So what do? You go to modules and then to general settings. So let me just show you once again. Okay, to general settings, and here you will have a link. Just copy this link and use it on all the browsers that you use to visit your web page. And here in the bottom left corner, after you paste it and visit your page, you will see an icon. And this icon indicates that you are not being tracked. So now let's go to the Tag Assistant. Let's maybe and move to About page. And as you can see, this page is not tracked. And you don't have to remember this URL. Your browser will do it for you, and it will stay like that until you clear cookies in your browser. But if you never do that, no worries, you will not be tracked. Simply make sure that this icon here is in the bottom left corner. As you can see, I'm not logged in here, but still I'm not being tracked. So this is very handy. Send this link to your employees, send this link to whoever visits your page often, but is not a potential customer. Okay, so next what we are going to do is some more improvements, this time in traffic sources modifications. And now these two sections here are pretty advanced, so I'm not going to get into the details. I'll just very briefly tell you what they are about. The first one allows you to see how much traffic comes to your website from Android applications. Normally you don't have this information in Google Analytics or any other tracking tool. But there are some exceptions, and I recommend you read information from the documentation here. The second one is in most cases used by store owners, so this is handy for store owners. However, the third option is very easy to enable. Simply you just pick these three, save changes, and you're done. And now what these three things are. Now, well, the thing is that Facebook, when somebody clicks a link on Facebook and gets to your page, and then you want to see what like how many people visited your website from Facebook. You're not seeing only facebook.com or instagram.com or pinterest.com, but you see many other different domains. So here is a page from documentation. You see that we have l.facebook.com, l.instagram.com, lmfacebook.com, etc. Pinterest is even worse, yes, because it has like tons of different domains, and they only make you more confused when you are actually trying to analyze your traffic. So if you pick these three checkboxes and save your settings, then all traffic from Facebook will be joined into one domain, from facebook.com into facebook.com. The same is with Instagram, and the same is with Pinterest. So it's very, very easy to use, and interestingly, it works even for tracking tools that are not configured in the scripts manager. So it's like a global settings. So this is very important, these two elements as well. Right, so everything in the traffic sources modifications is global, so it's much easier. Okay, but let's carry on. The Now, another thing we are going to fix with MonsterInsights is that, let me go back to reports, is that MonsterInsights is actually based on Google Analytics, which is illegal to use in several European countries. At the moment there are, I think, 5 or 6 of them. However, this number is increasing. Yes, there are some problems with GA in other countries. So yeah, and now if you want to be legal and don't want to use Google Analytics in those countries and prefer to use some alternative there, you can do it. However, MonsterInsights itself doesn't have geolocation features to turn itself off in certain locations. However, WP Full Picture does. So you go to Modules, Show All Modules, scroll down and find geolocation. Now, well, actually, once you enable it, you don't even have to visit the configuration page because it just works. Yes, there are only other different options for the geolocation method or geolocation provider, but normally you don't have to visit this page. Now, let's go to Scripts Manager and see that once we enabled geolocation, we got 2 new fields here that allow us to choose some countries where we want or where we don't want to show this this specific tool, or that we want, where we don't want to enable this specific tool. Now, I live in Spain, so let me just give you a Spanish example. Let me choose ES here, and now let's save our changes. So according to these settings here, these 2 scripts shouldn't be used in Spain. Right? Now let's go back to our page. Let's turn off this this tracking exclusion, refresh the page, and as you can see, nothing. Let me just refresh it again. Right? Nothing. So we are not being tracked because we are in Spain. Even though in Spain it's okay to use Google Analytics, however, there are other European countries where it's not okay. So you can put in the fields I showed you those countries, yes, like the Netherlands, I suppose France, Italy. I'm not so sure right now, but you can just Google it up. But we can still do something more with WP Full Picture. We can make MonsterInsights comply with privacy regulations in different countries by loading it according to those regulations. And now, how are we going to do it? First, we need to have cookie notice module enabled. So let's go to Show All Modules and Cookie Notice. Now let's go to configuration, and for the purpose of this video I'm not going to choose any other options than they are here. Normally I would advise you to pick here an automatic mode, this one. Let's stick with the manual mode, and here I use opt-in mode in all countries. What does it mean? It means that opt-in mode will be used everywhere, and opt-in simply signifies that visitors have to agree to cookies in order to be tracked. So let's just save changes. Okay, and let's visit the website. Oh no, there are a few different things, because now we are not being tracked, because let me just, all right, let's go to Scripts Manager now. This is something I forgot. First of all, we need to remove our country from this list here, because otherwise we wouldn't be tracked, like never. And second of all, let's choose here statistics and marketing. So this means that a visitor would have to agree to statistics and marketing in order to be tracked. Now let's save changes, and let's get back to our page. Let's refresh it. There you go. So we have our cookie notice, we are not being tracked, and now when I click the agree button, this tracking should be enabled. So let's see if it works. Agree, and there you go. Right, so now our website is fully compliant with the GDPR and other privacy regulations. However, we chose here the most strict option of all by doing opt-in in all countries. I would recommend you to choose automatic strict mode in order to choose other modes depending on the countries of your visitors. And this is it for this video. It has gotten pretty long, so thank you very much for your time, for your attention, and I hope you will love WP Full Picture and maybe give it 5-star note. That would be really awesome. Thank you.